Hello, everybody. Welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty. I am doing a little informal life update here. It's nothing bad. So let's get that out of the way right away. I just wanted to sit and chat a little bit because I've been quiet for the last couple of weeks. Life has been busy. I just wrapped up a big volunteer project where I am the costume director for youth theater, and I'll pop a few screenshots up here on the screen so that you can see what I've been doing. I helped design, create, purchase, coordinate production of costumes for 44 students. I think that was my final count of the cast for this production of Alice in Wonderland. And it is my last production working with this youth theater group, and bittersweet. Definitely had a good time. I love working with the kids. I love seeing their smiles. There's always creative challenges, so that's been a good thing, but it has taken up a lot of my time. We started this project back in January, and the show just wrapped up, and we do what's called strike after the show, where we clean everything up. I got all the laundry done from the costumes, but they're still sitting in piles in my basement. So I will have to work on that as we go. What else has been going on? So yeah, I haven't been doing much YouTube or scrapbooking or card making because I have been busy with that. And in the meantime, I've had 2 of my 3 cats come down with illnesses. The one cat, turns out she is just a very nervous cat, and there's a condition that cats can get that manifest physical symptoms that are painful, uncomfortable, unpleasant, and it's just because she's nervous. So I was dealing with that. She's on a special diet to help control some of the physical symptoms and so on and so forth. So trying to keep all the cats eating separate foods. And then just very recently, a couple days ago, my oldest cat, he's 15, got diagnosed with some serious kidney function problems. However, that's been complicated by some infections, so he is on a course of treatment, and we're trying to untangle all of the blood work numbers to see what is the infection and what is kidney problems. Like I said, he is 15, so we know he's going to go at some point. And yeah, I'm very sad, but I knew it was coming. And his litter mate, we adopted him and his litter mate, his brother, when they were tiny kittens, and he passed away back in 2021 of cancer. And so we know how it goes, and it's been there, and definitely on my mind, definitely feeling it. So as much as I've been doing so many scrapbook layouts about the 2 kittens we adopted it was like July 31st or the 30th or something like that. So last July we adopted 2 kittens because we knew the old man was getting older and slowing down. And I've been doing a lot of cat scrapbook pages, so they're going to keep going, especially if the old man is on his way out. Okay, enough on that. What else is going on in life? It is not January. It is May 1st as I record this video. Normally on the 1st, I will have a scrapbook kit build. I did put together a kit this month based on inspiration that we get over at the Counterfeit Kit Challenge. And if you don't already know what that is, if you follow me, you've heard me talk about this often. But it is a totally free group where we help inspire you to build scrapbook kits from your stash. You could always buy new things if you want, but the point is to use up your stash. And then we inspire you with various challenges throughout the month to get those supplies used up. I did not use up my April kit or much of my March kit. So I made my kit builds super easy, and I just pulled together a collection of Vicky Bouton travel papers and embellishments. And that is the Where to Nix collection. And it was based on this inspiration piece, which is Tracy Reed. I own the digital Tracy Reed collection, and so I could have just used that as is, printed out the printable pieces because I do the hybrid scrapbooking and a little bit of entirely digital scrapbooking. However, I had already started with the Vicky Bouton collection on a trip that we took to the East Coast. If you don't know, I live on the West Coast in Washington State. and I've got family on the East Coast, and 2 years ago we went out there and kind of had an extended vacation and also visited some family. And so I'd started working on those layouts already, but I haven't gotten far with them. So my goal this month is to use that Vicky Bouton kit that I put together, which includes a paper pad and a bunch of embellishments. And I think the only thing I added to this kit was an alphabet die set from Concord and Knight. So didn't warrant a whole kit building video this month. Normally I will also do on the 4th a project, a makes video where I make some of my own supplies to go with that kit. I'm not sure I'm going to, I have one idea, but I don't know again that it's going to be worth a whole entire video. So my beginning of May is going to be a little bit different. What else is going on? So May is a load month for me, which is the Layout a Day Challenge, and that is hosted over at the scraphappy.org scrapbook group. I am a design team member over there. I help out with blog posts, and I help coordinate the team over there. So yes, we have the load month, which we are inspired every day by a story prompt and a technique prompt. You can use either prompt, neither prompt, however you want to do it, as long as you post your layout up to the gallery by the end of the time period. And you, if you do a layout every day, you'll get entered into some prizes. There's also a little finisher's prize for everyone who completes it. There's little random prizes along the way. This project, you don't have to be a member to do this project. You can sign up for it as an independent class or activity event. I will leave you links down below if you're interested in doing that. Layout a Day really can help you get some projects done. So my focus this month is to get that travel set of layouts done that I built the kit for. So my two teams are working together this time around, which I often try to coordinate them up. So yeah, if you want to join us and you've never done anything like this before, we have a theme for the month, and the prompts are pulled from that theme, but you don't have to scrapbook about that theme. So this month we are taking a look at famous people from Canadian culture. So and our very first day was about Mary Pickford, if I've gotten that correct. And she was a silent film star, apparently, and helped found the program that runs the Oscar Awards. So that was really interesting. Her name sounded kind of familiar, but really I didn't know anything about her. So we have these themes that we work with, and then the prompts we pull from them. So since she was a feisty character, our prompt was to tell a story about something or someone feisty or bold, something along those lines. So yeah, we get lots of inspiration to tell our stories. And while my goal is to work on my travel album, I often get ideas sparked by all of these prompts, and then I get off track from what my goals are. Sometimes my goal is just to enjoy all the prompts, but often I will have a project that I'm trying to complete throughout the month, throughout the load months. Speaking of load months, we do them in February, May, and then there's a 1-week challenge in the summer. If you're interested in giving it a taste, there's also a free version of that 1-week challenge from a few years ago that you can try out. Again, all the links will be down below. And then there is a members only load in October. So if you are looking for a very dedicated group of scrapbookers to get to know and work with, and we have live streams throughout the month and things like that. We are a smaller group than some of the scrapbooking groups out there, so it is easy to get to know some of us and make some scrapbooking friends. Okay. What else is going on this month? It's been gardening season. I've been working on getting my garden cleaned up. March and April are the months of weed explosion in my yard, and I was on top of it at the beginning of March, and it's gotten away from me again, as usual, and I have been trying to wrangle some of that in the yard. Maybe I'll pop up a couple of pictures for you of what is working. Maybe I'll hide the pictures of the mess, or maybe I'll put those on screen too, because oh my goodness, the weeds get so out of control. So I'm working on that as well. Let's see what else is going on. I'm not even going to mention politics because that is quite the mess here in the US, and I have lots of opinions on that, but I will spare you those opinions. So I've been doing some things around politics in the last couple of months. I have done a few projects for pay for a couple of people. I've still been thinking about starting a shop of selling both crafty supplies that I've designed as well as finished cards that I make. So I am still working on that. I tell you, some of my anxieties and some of my hesitation about having to ship things all the time, those are holding me back. So I'm trying to say it out loud so that maybe I can have some accountability there. Let's see what else is going on. I've been reorganizing my craft space again because I've run out of some space for storing certain supplies, and I'm trying to figure out how much to downsize and how much to reorganize so that I can get things fitting again. And downsizing has happened. Do I downsize some more? That's always the question. I was using the IKEA cube shelves, and they're not super space efficient for the way I find I like to store things. So I'm thinking about just swapping out those shelves with bookcases instead, because I think that might work better for the way I'm storing things currently. I just did a huge cleanup of layouts. I put away over 200 layouts. I don't even remember what the final count was, maybe something like 250. I'm not sure if I'm exaggerating that, but it was well over 200 layouts. And I had run out of scrapbook albums, so I had to purchase a stack of albums, and that hit the pocketbook. That was painful. I love my albums, but boy, don't let that happen again. I need to get on a regular cycle of buying an album or two here and there so that I don't get so behind again. But that project is done. Everything's organized and put away. I've got the albums labeled. So that's nice. And I am, because the new albums don't match the old albums, curses. I've got that kind of brain where I like everything to match. I am putting all of the kids' stuff into the older style of albums, especially since, my youngest kid is 18. So my oldest kid, I don't scrapbook anymore because his story is his own at this point. And my middle kid, I just don't have many stories to tell because they don't even live at home anymore. So it's just the youngest kid and then my own story. So I'm reorganizing all of that. And I've got to put all of my layouts into the new albums as I move my older layouts out of the old albums to repurpose those for the kids' stories so that at least all their albums are matching. And then I've run out of shelf space for the albums as well. So some of them are sitting on the floor. Oh, the trials and tribulations of scrapbooking life. Let's see, is that about all that I wanted to update? I didn't make a list. I'm just kind of talking. My coffee's getting cold while I'm talking. I thought I would drink more. I guess that is all I can think of right now. So I just wanted to pop in here because I have been quiet and just let you know what's up. And thank you so much for anyone who has been with me along the way. I know there's a few of you out there who are just very kind and always leave nice comments, and I'm happy to have you there because there's no point in me talking out into the void. So having you there does matter and mean a lot to me, and I thank you very much for that. And I really hope to get some things caught up, some projects caught up from April and get those posted, so it will be kind of off my usual schedule, but that's okay. I'll just get them out there and get them posted and have fun doing it. I mean, that's the point of crafting, right? Have fun doing it and have some wonderful days. And that is how I end all of my videos. So until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.